Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Friday Night Fights. Tonight we are sailing instead of rolling on tracks. I believe that the missions we were running last time are still active, but close to completing, so we're going to see if we can roll out the last of those missions and maybe earn enough tokens to buy an Italian ship that we don't have. Let's get this stuff rolling. Let's use last year's New Year's camo. Definitely want to reduce the risk of detonation. Increase the chance of causing a fire. Let's increase the range of our secondaries. Seems to be a good setup for our first battle. Hope everybody's had an excellent week. Just let everybody know there will be no build stream tomorrow. I'm going to spend the day with my family. So I will not see anybody online until Monday night. I will, of course, make a reminder later in the stream so that everybody gets a good notification. Not a bad looking battle.
Battle starts.
Let's give them a hard time. Many thanks. Good luck, everyone. Negative. Attention, defending the base is our primary objective. Roger. Affirmative. Let's give them a hard time. Good game, everyone. I owe you one. Roger.
Hey, Groucho. How are you doing tonight?
I need intelligence data. Denied.
If I'm not remembering incorrectly, you went back to work yesterday, I think?
Enemy force detected.
We got a Furitaka and a Koenig this way, but apparently alone. And the Furitaka is turning off, as is the Koenig. That's good news. What the Kotuski just launched a plane for is beyond me. Hopefully it's a spotter so he gets extra range.
Teammate,
I need your support.
It does look like he's got a spotter up. My plane is a... today you went back. Well, sorry, vacations have to end, Groucho. If it was up to me, you'd be on vacation full time. Okay, the Koenig has an aircraft up. So let's give him something to look at. There he goes. Now, I hope that's not too bad.
We've destroyed an enemy battleship.
New York is arriving to the party just a little too late. He just realized how alone he is.
Team has taken the lead.
New York has to know he can't outrun me.
The ship is on fire! Problem solved, sir.
Lost both sets of torpedo tubes in one attack.
battleship foundered.
Enemy aircraft carrier detected.
No, that's okay, Groucho. Equipment reset's understandable. Glad you made it back. Is he sailing backwards?
Battle ends in 5 minutes.
He certainly is. Everybody wanted to kill him, too. Not a bad opening battle, if I do say so myself. Wow. I didn't think I had done that good. Where's my floodings? 6 grand from floodings. That's what killed that battleship earlier. 28,000 from fires. That spread across all of them except for the rain. I never got a fire on him. Not a bad battle. Almost done with that one. So I'm not going to end up getting that one, but either way I get the same result. Complete missions, complete missions, complete missions, complete missions, and complete missions. Well, hopefully I have some missions to complete after I finish the one that it listed. Now let's see what the Omaha has in store for us, eh? He has all his points distributed. Popularity is an odd thing. My experience has taught me that people who think of themselves as unpopular tend to discover later in life that they were, in fact, very well known and liked by people they thought they didn't have anything in common with. Personal experience. I can't say for every person. So, as I said, I will repeat several times throughout the stream tonight. There will be no Fallout stream tomorrow. I am going to spend the day with my family. So, I will not see you guys again until Monday evening.
Battle starts.
Let's give them a hard time.
Small teams with 2 carriers each team. This is going to be a bloodbath.
Let's give them a hard time. Much obliged. Denied. Roger.
Oh, great. I just got shot at directly by a
Acknowledged.
teammate.
I need intelligence data. Attention, support that target.
See how little smoke's coming out of the Koenigs or the Congos stack there? If I hadn't been turning away, I definitely would have hit him.
Concentrate fire on the designated target. Negative. Concentrate fire on the designated target. Fire on the designated target. Roger. Enemy destroyer sighted.
Enemy aircraft carrier destroyed.
The ship is on fire! Problem solved, sir. Enemy battleship detected. Enemy destroyer sighted.
Enemy destroyer blown up. Battleship.
Problem solved, sir. Attention. Reporting the target position. Nice work.
That was not bad, no.
Thank you. That was a great battle. On Neptune's beard. I need intelligence data.
Attention. Do not shoot at your teammates. Well, thankfully they spotted the Furious.
I need help.
They have 2 ships trying to capture our base. So I cannot spend my time trying to capture their base. Or chasing their Furious. I have to try and capture their base.
Provide anti-aircraft fire support. I need intelligence data.
Alright, I can't remember which button to use.
Set a smoke screen. Denied.
Well, either the gate doesn't have smoke, because he used it already, or he thinks he's going to be able to use it strategically. Furious did not send anybody to take us on back here. So he may not have enough planes left. Another not bad performance. Complete 4 missions or complete 4 missions. That was a really clear mission parameter. And I finished the credits before the kills. I knew I would. Okay, cause 6 million hit points of damage or cause 700,000 hit points in damage. Once again, I think that they didn't notice that I will definitely do the first criteria before I could ever do the second. And this time I actually expected to be near the top of the team, so being the leader this time wasn't a performance. That Ranger really... He took several Citadel hits. There's not a lot you can do when the ammo storage is getting pounded. Well, it wants me to create lots of damage, so I am going to create lots of damage. Must not have a secondary armament worth much. Technically, the Murmansk is the same ship as the Omaha. Or is it the Krasny Kreem is the Omaha? No, it's the Murmansk. Yeah, I'm going to take a wild guess that he saw the destroyer was pink and was shooting at him. Because if your name is pink, it means you've caused significant damage to friendly ships. In the old days of World of Tanks, if you entered a game and one of your teammates was light blue, you could shoot him at no penalty. In World of Warships, you still get penalized for causing damage to a friendly ship that's pink. But some people really hate to see pink players, which is ironic because then they become a pink player. Yeah, the first two games started so quickly, I thought that we were going to have... Well, there's 100 and something players waiting for a match. Why am I still waiting? Oh, they changed this number system. Okay. I think this is the total number of players waiting. These are the ones in my range. So when this number goes above 30, that's when the match starts. And if you wait too long, well, it says so right here. Maximum waiting time is not, for random battles, is not limited. But if you wait too long, vacant places will be distributed among bots. So, let's see if we have any bots. I don't see any. If your team has a bot player on it, their name will begin with a colon. So it's really easy to spot them.
starts.
Good luck, everyone. I owe you one.
I always start at low throttle, either half or three-quarter, to see what my teammates start the battle off doing. I can come over here in support of the Visby, but if I was the only one going over here at full throttle, I'd be pulling away from most of them before I realized that I was going alone. A strange thing about spotting aircraft. Yes and no, Groucho. They can be a detriment if they habitually cause damage to their teammates, but the system is actually well balanced. If you sink a friendly ship, you get an immediate suspension. As a result of the immediate suspension, your ship is dead in the water for the rest of the match. And you can't log into a new match for, I think it's 10 minutes. If you come back from a suspension and cause damage to teammates or sink a teammate, you automatically get a 3-hour suspension. And it's done by the computer. It's not even somebody has to complain. You cause the damage, the computer logs it and says, "Nuh-uh, you're done." However, once you've caused yourself to get a 3-hour suspension, if you do any damage to a teammate, you get a 3-day suspension. And then, if you come back from a 3-day suspension and do any damage to a teammate, then there's the 3-week suspension. And basically your timeout is as long as or damage to teammates duration is as long as your previous suspension.
The enemy team has taken the lead.
If you come back from the 3-week suspension and cause damage to teammates in that time, in that next 3 weeks, you can draw an account ban. It's easier to get banned from World of Warships than it is from World of Tanks, mostly because the system in World of Tanks used to be very easy to cause damage to teammates, but while it was easier to cause the damage to your teammates, they could destroy you with relative impunity once you turn blue. The more damage you did to your teammates after you turned blue, the longer you would be blue. So the general idea was you would be encouraged to not be blue, because you'd have both teams trying to kill you if you were. Since that didn't work the way they had intended, they eliminated the ability to do damage to friendlies directly. You can still do splash damage with high explosive rounds that hit nearby or cause stuns, which is a gigantic pain in the ass for a player who's stunned by friendly artillery. But even worse than that, there's no system in place to stop you from pushing another tank with your tank. So a teammate can shove you into a pond and, hey, Ranger. And if a teammate shoves you into a pond, you drown just as if the enemy shoved you into the pond. A teammate could shove you off a cliff, or he could push you out in front of enemy fire, and if his ship was strong enough to push you even with you resisting, who cares? There's no system in place for it to record that, and they no longer have human beings reviewing complaints about unsportsmanlike conduct. Because people were still complaining that despite the system having been devised to stop the unsportsmanlike conduct detection, people were still complaining, and they said, well, if people are still complaining, then it must be that they just want to complain. So instead of looking at the videos and saying, wow, some people are really assholes, they instead decided that they were going to stop replying to reports about other players altogether. Whereas World of Warships, they will ban you. Well, they'll suspend you repeatedly, but if you just keep coming back and being a jerk, they'll ban you instead. And while it's the same parent company, it is not the same developers. It's a different dev team, which I think explains why the difference in opinion on how to deal with problem children. Exactly, Ranger. And yes, Groucho. One of the big things that people complain about in World of Tanks is you push the button for battle and you're set up for random battles, and you end up on a team with 14 other people who are only concerned about how they do in battle. Very rarely do you get a team that wants to work together and perform like a team. in World of Warships, maybe it's because there's a lot more downtime between start and initial engagement. Or maybe it's because people realize how vulnerable their ship is all on its own. You see a lot more teamwork from people. You know, if I mean, there's even pre-recorded voice commands where I can say, "Hey, teammate, I need your support." You know, I can ask you to pop smoke. I can ask you to help me with anti-aircraft guns. And people respond to that much better than they ever did in World of Tanks. And, you know, World of Tanks, you can have a platoon of 3 tanks, but on a 15-man team, only 3 people working together can still be a tough hoe to row. Hey, King. Happy early Saturday morning to you, sir. And you can pretty much see the fact that in World of Tanks you can't talk to the other team. You can't say good luck.
Action stations.
Let's give them a hard time. I need intelligence data.
Looks like I have potentially 2 battleships on this side with me. 1 destroyer. I might have a 2nd destroyer, that T-22, coming over this way. And the Emil Batin is running to the other side where he wants to fight, but looks like a different cruiser's coming my way. The Duguay... Yeah, that guy. Of course, he's got no flags, no camo, so
Enemy cruiser sighted.
he may be a fairly inexperienced player.
Enemy battleship sighted.
Somebody is still spotting me, but that Italian cruiser is no longer visible. That's got me somewhat perplexed. Maybe we have a destroyer over here. I believe that Wyoming just got shot at. Yep, we have smoke, so that's very possibly a destroyer.
Enemy destroyer detected.
That's definitely a destroyer. and we just lost ours.
Our team has taken the lead.
Funny how we took the lead right after losing a ship. Now, one of the things that they constantly teach you, if you listen to people who are trying to tell you how to play the game, smoke screens are torpedo magnets. And look at whose torpedoes are coming around the island.
Our team has taken the lead.
That's who I want.
Victory is in sight.
Hey, Nikita. Welcome aboard. Even as crappy as my ship-to-ship performance ended up being in the top 5 in that match was significant. Almost 100 points more in base XP than this guy. This guy's got 2 sunk ships, and he's over 200 less than me. Oh, I did do 12,000 to that Jaguar. I didn't know I'd done that much to him. It only looks like I hit him once. Yeah. You could end up with a match like that in World of Tanks. The mouse is in game. The Hetzer, the Lee, the Tiger. Not sure if the Panzer IV that's in game is an 89B. I'd have to do a little more extensive research to figure that out. But yeah, it's a definite possibility to get that kind of matchup in game. And this is the Krispy Kreme. For the longest time, I used to be working towards the mouse, but things have changed drastically since the early days of the game. There used to only be a handful of heavy tanks in the game, let alone high-tier heavy tanks. So now the game has so much in the mid to high tiers. It's not the same game as it was. I mean, I remember being a low tier tank running into a mouse and being like, I can't do anything to that. And now they have the battle limitations, so you don't face tanks that are so much more outclassing you. It's a very different game than it was when it started.
Battle starts.
Good luck and fair seas.
Okay, our Nicholas is either slow.
Requesting assistance.
Alright, his rear guns are facing forward. He did not fail
Good
to
luck
connect.
and fair seas.
So he's either away from keyboard or is just chilling and waiting to see what develops. Not exactly what I wanted to see happen. Especially with how many destroyers we've got. There he goes. Let's see what he does. And he turned his engines back off. Alright, he's heading towards A. Two carriers and 5 destroyers per team. This is crazy team matchmaking. I've been spotted. It's got to be an enemy destroyer. So my turn is in the direction he can't use his torpedoes on me. And now I know that he's in a line right over there. Let's see if I get a lucky hit. Now, I know he wasn't... You're not calling me a destroyer genius. I try and avoid captaining those things. They're dangerous. And I don't think he expected to see that many ships over here. I've been spotted. That means he's like right in that line right there.
sunk.
Concentrate fire on the designated. Allied aircraft need fire support. All stations, reporting the position.
destroyer sunk.
Concentrate fire on the enemy warship.
Wow, he's going pretty fast. And there's still a missing enemy destroyer. There he is.
Our victory is in sight.
We've sunk an enemy destroyer.
Our team has taken the lead. Our victory is in sight. Enemy aircraft carrier detected.
Battle ends in 5 minutes.
That's how you do it. I wouldn't be surprised if I sunk a truck with a torpedo. I hit a lot of beach with the torpedoes in this game. Okay, there's the damage done. More damage done. I'm surprised we're not already at 250 hits in the last 2 games. These are the ones I really like. They get me port slots, so when I can afford to buy new ships, I can just put them in there. Because otherwise you have to pay for your port slots. How'd I do team-wise? Right near the top. Can't complain about that. That guy just... he was in the wrong place at the wrong time for that one shell to hit him. Or, in this case, 2 shells. But, man. I wish I could have got the kill on him. I like killing carriers. Thank you, Nikita. Now let's see what a supposedly modern warship will do for me. It's not quite as modern as what we currently use, but mid-20th century. These things up here, those are fire direction control. The distance from this optic to the viewer who's in the center and this optic to them is slightly different. And inside he's got a wheel that, you know, has a handle on it. He can spin it, and when he first targets an enemy ship, it'll be blurry, or there'll be a double exposure, and as he turns the wheel, the two images superimpose. When it becomes clear, he then looks at the wheel and he can get the correct distance, and the main guns are already pointing in the general direction that aiming device is looking. So that tells the gunnery officer the range and distance, and then he just has to decide when to fire. And interestingly enough, although we use laser rangefinders and satellite imagery nowadays, all our warships still have optical fire control systems, because you can't trust the electronics, even in situations where they've been quote-unquote battle-proven for years. Oh, you're welcome, Nikita. I like to give a little bit of knowledge along with the gameplay because it's fun. You learn something about the way we used to do things, or the backup way we do things now. And it can be a load of fun.
General quarters.
And then someday you'll go to a naval museum and you'll be at a ship, and you'll look up and you'll see that optical targeting device and be like, I know how that works.
I owe you one.
Okay, the Canuck is in a Fiji. That's a fast Japanese cruiser. So I am going to circle with him. I think that's a Russian destroyer. Okay, the Fiji has decided to not go around this side of the island with me. That's fine. Nagato's not in range, but the Hiroshima is.
Enemy cruiser detected.
Enemy Fiji
All
is in
stations
range.
Requesting fire on the designated target. Enemy all stations requesting fire on the designated target. Problem solved, sir. Enemy cruiser detected. Enemy battleship detected. The ship is on fire.
Enemy cruiser foundered.
Problem solved, sir.
No, I'm gonna burn to death.
The ship is on fire.
If I don't get shelled to death. There we go. Not a promising start, but at least I've got our team's kills, so with any luck, I'll do well on the team score. This is one of those very rare ships that I've discovered some people just have a hard time fighting against it because of its gun layout. Thanks, Nikita. Some days you're the victor. Some days you're trying to bucket the water out of your hold. Okay, so we've got... Wow. It's a little bit better balanced than the last game that we had carriers in. Single carrier on each side. Good arrangement of battleships. I think the New York is slightly better than the Koenig, so I think that'll work in our favor.
Attention stations.
I owe you one.
Okay, let me see what our deployment looks like. The team is pushing heavier on the other side. We might be hung out to dry over here for a little while.
Good luck and fair seas. Many thanks. Bye, Thunder.
Hey, Dalton. You'd be surprised how much water these ships actually take on in real life. They purposely pump some in. Okay, I've been spotted by the surface. That tells me the destroyer is in this line or further that way. I'm being targeted by one ship.
Enemy cruiser sighted. Get back! Set a smoke screen! Enemy cruiser detected. Enemy battleship sighted.
Spotted again.
Requesting support. Neptune's beard. Capture that area. Roger.
Spotted. That means somebody's out of their smoke. Let's go support the Dunker Q. Okay, I'm gonna have to go down the middle here. Ah, thank God they were launched way too early. I am no longer spotted, but I do not want to go faster than the Dunker Q.
Concentrate fire on the designated target. Good game, everyone. Well done, Commander. Enemy battleship detected.
We've sunk an enemy destroyer.
All stations requesting fire on the designated target. Fighter airborne.
Sorry I had to sacrifice a battleship for that, but
Requesting assistance. Affirmative.
Thank you again, Nikita. Yeah, if you know how maneuverable your ship is, you got a decent chance of avoiding torpedoes. It's when they're launched very close that you get a
Our team has taken the lead.
situation where you cannot avoid them. And of course, they didn't want to be close to us, because that meant that we would be firing pretty heavily at them.
Enemy aircraft carrier sighted.
Oh, look at all those planes coming this way. Can bet that they're not coming to shake my hand.
The ship is on fire.
New Mexico is not in torpedo range, but I can actually change that. Did you think that I forgot about you, Mr. Leander? Gonna take one. Was hoping that taking it on the bow was gonna help me out.
Well done, Commander.
I don't think that my cannon blew up the plane, but it did kind of look that way. New Mexico is about done. There we go. The Leander has the speed and agility to evade the majority of our team, with the sole exception of our destroyer over here. But if all he does is try and evade us, he loses. One of the nice things about being dead is you can follow the other player's point of view. I don't know if we're going to see the detected symbol on the map when his planes get detected, but just like when a ship is detected, there'll be a little exclamation point. Now he's going to aim ahead of.
Victory is in sight.
But not far enough ahead of.
Battle ends in 5 minutes.
You really don't want to go head on into a ship with torpedo bombers. You want to catch them at an angle. There he goes. I think he was actually content to sit back there and wait for the end of the game. If the aircraft carrier hadn't gone looking for him, I think he would have stayed there. So close on the main battery hits. Not so good this game. Still in top 5. Okay. Now for the oddballs of my fleet. The Hawkins has a lot of guns, but they're in single gun turrets. It's one of the few, well, it's the only British cruiser at this tier that has high explosive shells. It has a smokescreen, if I'm not mistaken. I am mistaken. This one has defensive fire. So let's pump up our anti-aircraft defense. And she's going to need some camouflage. She's this year's winter camouflage. Yes, Nikita, the ship is a little bit less controlled. The carrier player basically flies the planes and can control the ship. If he has no planes in the air, he can steer with his normal keys and such. Or what most of them do is use the mini-map and plot a course and send the ship on its way, and then they just fly planes. After this battle, I have some carriers. I'll show you how they work. There are still a lot of people who feel like the aircraft carrier is overpowered. Maybe for top tier players, they're overpowered. But for the average player, which I consider myself one, we tend to see aircraft carriers get shot down a lot. Yeah, the aircraft from the aircraft carriers. But unlike other ships, carriers, their planes are their ammunition. So they can continue to fly around as long as they have planes. There's a finite number of them on board, and you have to wait for them to be brought out of storage if you lose planes in combat. So it takes a little bit of time to bring new ones up. I'm still not understanding this. This should never happen. Should never see a number over 30 here. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3 destroyers on each side. No carriers. Naturally, I have an anti-aircraft cruiser. So there's not going to be any carriers out of the 5 that we're waiting to play. Gotta love the matchmaker.
Good luck and fair seas.
General quarters.
Let's give them a hard time.
I need intelligence data. Set a smoke screen.
Okay, so the enemy actually went after B. That's not normal. That's normal.
Enemy battleship sighted.
Somebody's aiming at me. Hopefully it's at New York, because him I can run away from. See if, well, our Nicholas is about to get his butt handed to him.
The ship is on fire! The enemy team has taken the lead.
destroyed an enemy cruiser.
Two New Yorks, a Koenig, and a Texas. Good Lord Almighty. And we have an unknown destroyer in here. There he is. Quick, turn.
Requesting assistance.
I sank a cruiser. Somebody else sank a battleship. Really wish I had some kind of aircraft. Alright, I just gotta peek at him, though. Behind that island. He anticipated me coming out this way, but he didn't know I was going to be turning. Well, I didn't get the sink on that last torpedo.
Battle ends in 5 minutes.
That was a great battle.
Yeah, the Hawkins is a light cruiser, which the British used a lot of in World War II era. The Americans used a few, which were basically holdovers from World War I. Most nations did not use them. Didn't do bad. Three torpedoes, right? No, 2 torpedoes on this guy. He was smart. When I set him on fire, he didn't put the fires out, and then the torpedoes hit and started flooding, and he put used his repair then. I think that's a respectable use of that battle. $5.8 million damage to enemy ships. Wow. Think I'm much more likely to shoot down aircraft. That's complete. Combat maneuvers, complete missions in any order. Yeah, got a chance. Got a real chance. Let's pull out an aircraft carrier and show Nikita how that works. I did quite a bit of damage to him, but another teammate actually got the kill. So I can use the Japanese or American carrier. I think I'll use the Japanese carrier to show how it works. I've got more games in this one, so. Let's give her some pennants. And let's try and reduce the detectability range by sea. Little known fact about some of these carriers, everybody knows that they take off from the top deck. American carriers frequently catapulted aircraft out from the side hangar doors, which were along these sides. And the Japanese carriers, you see that garage door there, prior to refit where the anti-aircraft guns were put on the rear end, they could launch out of the lower deck, but to the rear. So it was
Battle starts.
not so common, but it did happen. Okay, so
Let's give them a hard time.
this is how you would
Autopilot
steer
mode
yourself,
I owe you one.
and then I can throw a squadron up in the air.
I need intelligence data. Fighter airborne. Fighter airborne.
Waypoint reached.
Approaching target.
Destination reached. Autopilot mode disabled.
Concentrate fire on the enemy warship. All stations, protect that target. Concentrate fire on the designated target.
Here we go. Come on, come on.
Requesting support. Fighter airborne.
Autopilot mode enabled.
The carriers are definitely a different game altogether.
Fighter destroyed.
Autopilot mode disabled.
Now you see, with me at the boat, I can actually just take control of it.
Autopilot mode enabled.
And if you're wondering, when I attack nothing, I'm sending 2 planes back to the carrier. That Normandy thinks he's all cool off by himself there.
Our team depends upon you.
Fighter airborne. Problem solved, sir. The ship is on fire. Torpedoes to starboard.
Yeah, when your planes are flying back to the ship, you have fewer planes on deck. If you sent 2 of them back to start with, you're doing okay to get a full squadron out again. He made the mistake of going off alone. Normandy doesn't have a good AA defense. Neither does the Bayern. But the Bayern kept staying relatively close to the Dallas. And the Dallas not only has, they had 2 of them, they not only have a good AA defense, they can send fighters in the air to defend. So it's wise to stay near them when you have a carrier targeting you. Now back to our regularly scheduled cruiser doing damage. I am going to make this the last battle of the night for myself. It probably will end the stream just a little bit early. We are leaving early in the morning. My family and I are spending the day together tomorrow. We will be going to New Orleans. So there will be no Fallout 4 stream from myself tomorrow. If your planes are in the air and your ship is destroyed, you have control of the planes for 2 more minutes. Strangely enough, there's no fuel limitation if the carrier is still present, but you start running out of fuel if your carrier gets sunk. So if there was another ship on our team when my carrier just got sunk, I would have been able to continue that attack on the destroyer. I am hoping that everybody on my side goes for C. No problem, Nikita.
General quarters.
Who is General Quarters and why is he on my boat?
Let's give them a hard time. Good luck and fair seas.
Acknowledged.
Good luck, everyone.
Kirov has a decent set of guns on it with a low rate of fire. My rate of fire is higher with a slightly less accurate set of guns. These 2 destroyers are both Japanese. They'll have longer range torpedoes. And we don't have to worry about getting spotted by aircraft because there's no carriers. spotted surface. And there he is.
Enemy destroyer detected. Enemy cruiser sighted. Enemy battleship detected.
We lost one of our destroyers.
Enemy cruiser sighted. Enemy battleship sighted. Enemy cruiser detected. Enemy destroyer detected.
The enemy team has taken the lead.
The ship is on fire! Main turret critically damaged.
Well, not the best battle to go out on, but I went down fighting. They do indeed, King. They do indeed. Well, guys, I want to thank everybody for coming out for the 2.5 hours that I've been presenting tonight. I hope you enjoyed watching. I certainly enjoyed bringing it to you. I hope this weather has finally gotten your spirits up and your health is to match. Take care of yourself. Check in on friends and family. Make sure everybody knows that you care. I am going to miss you guys terribly tomorrow, but I will be back Monday night for Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2. Until then, take care, everybody.